Good morning, Valerie Milano here from Los Angeles with the Hollywood Times and Aspiring Magazine. And I'm so happy to have our guest here today. I'm going to have him introduce himself. Thank you so much.
Hello, Valerie of the Hollywood Times. This is Mark Feuerstein coming at you live from the Bridgehampton Library, where all the cool people are hanging out. This is a beautiful tree out in the backyard of the library. I'm here in Long Island with my family, enjoying the beginning of the summer. But I play Rabbi Mo in the upcoming film set to be released, according to the director, in 500 theaters across the country, in a movie called Guns and Moses.
Yes, you do. And I'm one of the lucky ones that have seen it already. And Mark, thank you so much for being with us. The movie tackles heavy themes, as we know: anti
Mhm.
Semitism, gun violence, and personal transformation. It does that through a very unique lens. How important was it for you to tell this story right now in this cultural moment?
Great question, Valerie. And the funny thing is, it was written before October 7th, when the world for Jews, both in America, Israel, and the world over, changed dramatically forever. It was really written because of an anti-Semitic incident that happened in Poway, California, where a rabbi named Rabbi Goldstein charged a shooter who entered the synagogue in Poway and saved the entire congregation, only getting his finger blown off. But no one, one woman was killed, but the rest of the congregation was saved by his act of bravery. And so Sal asked the question, what what would it look like? What does it look like when one man who is searching for the truth stands up and stands for truth and justice? And that's the character I get to play. Rabbi Mo. It's the movie's sort of like a combination between Chinatown and uh, The Chosen, and I play, the Jack Nicholson role of Jake Gittes is Rabbi Mo Zaltzman in this small desert town. And there's a great line in the movie when, um, the rabbi is searching for who would have killed the patron who dies in the first scene of the movie. And he says, in a place where there is no man, strive to be the man, or woman. And it's sort of about, like, in a world where everyone's in their own siloed echo chambers, uh, this guy is searching for the real truth and asking the hard questions.
Very good. Yes, agreed. There is a clear message in the film about confronting hate, not with more,
Mm.
but with resilience, truth, and even humor. Um, what message do you hope audiences will walk away with?
There's a bunch of messages in this movie. I mean, this character, Rabbi Mo, risks his life to protect his family and his community. Uh, when everyone around him is telling him to make the easy choice, it's the neo Nazi, he says, no, I think there's something deeper going on. When the neo Nazi shows up to his congregation, his synagogue in the high desert, in a mini mall, which is where many things are in California, um, and he's blaring his music. And my character, instead of telling the congregation to go hide in the synagogue, comes out to him, to his car, knocks on his window, and says, "Can I help you?" And he says, "Well, you Jews, and you lie about everything and the Holocaust." And he says, "Really? How about I introduce you to somebody?" He says, "I'm good." He goes, "If you're such a tough guy, come meet this survivor." So he comes out of his car, and I introduce him to Christopher Lloyd from Back to the Future and Taxi, who's fabulous as this survivor who explains that his whole family died in the Holocaust, that it's real. And then this neo-Nazi breaks bread with us. He has a brownie from our kiddush after services, And I know because he ate that brownie, because he had the time and willingness to listen, because I saw his face change when he heard the truth about the Holocaust, that he couldn't have done this murder. And I'm not going to tell you whether I was right or wrong. It's just an example of how this movie stands for the search for truth. And in the Jewish tradition, it's all about asking hard questions. It's all about really breaking it all down and not just taking the easy answer. And we live in a world with a lot of low hanging fruit, lies, AI, misinformation. And that's why this character is such an important uh, representation of um, deep interrogation, deep searching for the truth.
Yes, as you just sort of said, the film makes bold statements about the Second Amendment and what it means to protect and defend. Did your own views shift or evolve during the making of the film?
Um, I'm not. I'm a lover, not a fighter. Make peace, not war. But I do respect. Sal, the director of this movie, Sal Litvak. He's a member of a private volunteer security force in LA called Maganam, and he was very helpful in teaching me how to shoot a gun. And he believes, especially now in a time where we can't rely on our neighbors necessarily to hide us or defend us, to be able to protect and defend ourselves. Now, he has a line which captures the way he feels about such violence when my wife turns to me and says, "Are you afraid that you won't be able to use the gun if you have to?" And I say, "Yes, and that I will," because he doesn't want to have to use the gun. He doesn't want to, in any way, perpetrate violence on anyone, but he's ready if he has to.
You've had a diverse career spanning drama, comedy, and stage work. How did Guns N' Moses challenge or expand your range as an actor?
What a lovely question. First of all, I've never gotten to be an action hero. That was awesome. I've done the comedy, I've done the drama. This had both of those in it because, of course, we were written and directed by the accidental Talmudist who has 1 million followers on Facebook telling jokes. But the action element, I mean, I got to do a movie called Defiance, which is another great story about badass Jews, a Holocaust movie directed by Ed Zwick, starring Daniel Craig. And in that, I got to do action sequences with James Bond himself running through mortars. But I was merely one little fraction of his huge, incredible action scenes. So this time it's me, and I was so thrilled to get to do that. But also doing research, learning about the Rebbe Menachem Schneerson and his journey as a brilliant thinker and heart and PR agent for the Hasidic movement. Um, Learning how to sing these beautiful niguns, these prayers, um, and then learning how to shoot a gun. It was definitely, challenged me in great ways. And I was so thrilled to get to work with Dermot Mulrooney and Neil McDonough and Alona Tal and Mike Silver and Paulo Costanzo. So many ways in which I got to stretch and play.
Yes, you did. And enjoyed the film. Obviously, I did. And I want to start winding it down by what's next for you after this project and your press run. And do you see more socially conscious storytelling in your future?
Um, I am not like limited to socially conscious storytelling. I love that I'm in a movie with a message and a beautiful one. I love that I get to play a role model in Royal Pains, which may be coming back sometime soon for a little reboot action. But I also love, artistic movies that may not have a message but tell a beautiful and complicated story. So it's not only going to be movies with a message, but I won't shy away from them. And I will also be in a show that I think will be more on the entertainment value for those who love a good uh, cat and mouse crime drama. I'll be on a show called Nemesis uh, on Netflix, created by Courtney Kemp, who built the entire Power universe on Stars and is now bringing that to Netflix. So I'm excited for that. But there's also so many projects I have in development that I can't wait to talk to you about on the next one.
I was hoping you would say that. Please keep in touch. And so, how can our viewers and our readers find out more about you or this film? Social media or website or what?
Yeah, sure. They can check me out at Mark Feuerstein on Instagram. Um, but they can also go see Guns N' Moses on July 18th, which will be out in theaters across the country. And they can check out Royal Pains on Peacock, and just stay with me as I continue this journeyman journey as an actor.
Love it. Well, you know, the Hollywood Times and Aspiring Magazine will. And so we are so happy to have had you and talk to you virtually. Hopefully, maybe one day our paths will cross, so we can
Uh,
work together face to face. But have a wonderful vacation with your family. Thank you so much for taking the time. We're the Hollywood Times today and aspiringmagazine.com. And our YouTube channel is the Hollywood Official. So again, Mark, thank you. It was a pleasure to meet you.
Such a pleasure to talk to you. Have a wonderful day.
Wonderful. You too. Great vacation to you and your family. Bye bye.
Thank you so much. Bye.